You're an ogre, not a monster, not a villain, not evil, just an ogre. You were born this way. Green skin, tusks, tusks, massive hands, a face that makes children scream. You didn't choose it. You didn't ask for it. It's just what you are. And the world has decided that's not acceptable. You're 5 years old when they chase you out of your first village. You don't remember what you did. Probably nothing. Maybe you sneezed. Maybe you laughed too loud. Maybe you just existed. But the villagers see you and they panic. O-G-R-E-T-H-E-R-Es and no G-R-E. Pitchforks, torches, screaming. Your parents try to calm them. He's just a child. He won't hurt anyone. It doesn't matter. The mob doesn't care. Mobs never do. So you run into the forest, into the swamp, and you learn the world doesn't want you. It never will. You live alone in the swamp. Well, not because you want to, because you have to. Every time you try to live among people, they reject you. They see your face and they run. They scream. They attack. So you stop trying. You build a home in the swamp. More dirt, filth, isolation. It's ugly. It's gross. It's perfect. Because no one will ever come here. No one will ever bother you. You tell yourself, I like being alone. I prefer it. You're lying. You develop a routine. Wake up, bathe in mud, down mud, eat slugs, scare away intruders. It's not a life. It's survival, but it's yours. And at least you're safe. Safe from the mobs, the pitchforks, the hatred. You tell yourself you're happy, but at night, lying in your bed, staring at the ceiling, you feel it. The loneliness, the crushing, suffocating, unbearable loneliness. You're not happy. You're numb. And numbness is the closest thing to happiness you'll ever get. Children sing songs about you. Not kind songs, not respectful songs, mocking songs. Ogres are like onions. They stink and make you cry. You hear them sometimes, from a distance. When you venture near villages, they laugh, they point, they perform your monstrousness. To them, you're not a person. You're a punchline, a boogeyman, a joke, a thing to scare their siblings with. Behave, or the ogre will get you. You're a threat they don't even take seriously. You're a joke. Lord Farquaad dumps fairy tale creatures in your swamp. Not asks, not negotiates. Dumps. You wake up one morning and your home, your sanctuary, is overrun. Talking donkeys, blind mice, a wolf in a nightgown, dozens of them, hundreds. Get out of my swamp, you roar. They scatter, terrified, screaming, but they don't leave, because they have nowhere else to go. Farquaad exiled them, cast them out, threw them away, just like the world threw you away. But you don't care about their problems. You just want them gone. So you march to Duloc, to confront Farquaad, to get your swamp back. Farquaad is a tyrant, a tiny, insecure, compensating dictator. He's built a perfect kingdom, clean de ruin, orderly, homogeneous, no fairy tale creatures, no monsters, no imperfections. He's literally trying to create a world where people like you don't exist. And when you barge into his tournament, demanding your swamp back, he doesn't see you as a person. He sees you as a tool. You're an ogre, he says, smiling, and I need someone expendable to retrieve my bride. expendable. That's what you are to him, to everyone. Not a hero, not a person, a thing to be used and thrown away. You agree to rescue Fiona, not because you're a hero, not because you care, because you want your swamp back. You don't want friends. You don't want adventure. You just want to be left alone. But Donkey follows you. This loud, obnoxious, annoying talking. Donkey who won't shut up. Why are you following me? You snap. Because I don't have anyone else, he says cheerfully. You want to hate him. You try to hate him. But he doesn't run. He doesn't scream. He doesn't see you as a monster. He sees you as Shrek. Hwoom. And that's almost worse. Because now you have to care about him. You rescue Fiona from the tower. She's beautiful. A princess. Everything you're not. And when she sees you, she's disappointed. You're not supposed to look like that, she says. You're supposed to be a knight. Handsome. Charming. You're not surprised. You're used to it. Well, princess, I'm an ogre. Deal with it. She's horrified. Disgusted. And you tell yourself, it doesn't hurt. But it does. Because for one brief, stupid moment, you thought maybe, someone would see past your face. You were wrong. You start to like her. Not at first. At first she's just cargo. A mission. A transaction. But then you talk. You joke. You connect. She's funny. She's tough. She's real. And when she laughs at your jokes, not at you, but with you, you feel something you haven't felt in years. Oh, maybe you're not a joke. Maybe you're not a monster. Maybe you could be loved. You overhear her call you a monster. You're outside her room at night, about to confess your feelings, and you hear her talking to Donkey. Who could ever love such a hideous, ugly beast? Your heart stops. She's talking about herself, about her curse, about her ogre form. But you don't know that. You think she's talking about you, and it confirms everything you've always believed. You're unlovable. You're hideous. You're a joke. So you shut down. You go cold. And you deliver her to Farquaad. Donkey tells you the truth. She wasn't talking about you, Shrek. She was talking about herself. She's cursed. She turns into an ogre at night. You don't believe it. You can't believe it. Because believing, it means you made a mistake. A massive mistake. It means you gave up on the first person who ever saw you as more than a monster. So you run to the wedding. To stop it. Not because you're a hero. Because you're an idiot who's in love. You crash the wedding. I object! You roar, bursting through the doors. Everyone screams. Everyone runs. Because you're an ogre. And ogres don't belong at weddings. Farquaad has you arrested. Fiona is horrified. And you realize this was a mistake. You're not the hero. You're the disruption. The joke. The monster. The thing that ruins everything. Fiona transforms. The sun sets. She turns into an ogre. In front of everyone, green skin, tusks, the works, and the crowd gasps, horrified, disgusted. Farquaad recoils. You're an ogre. Guards, get that thing out of my sight. She's heartbroken, humiliated, exposed, and you see it. She's just like you. Rejected, mocked, treated like a monster for something she can't control. You fight for her. You save her, and she chooses you. Not the handsome prince, not a perfect knight. You, The ogre, the joke, the monster. And for the first time in your life, you're not alone. But the world still sees you as a joke. You marry Fiona. You live in the swamp. You're happy, and the world mocks you for it. You go to visit her parents, the king and queen, afar, far away. They take one look at you and their faces fall. This is who you married? The king asks, disgusted. An ogre? Yamde? Not a man, not our son-in-law. An ogre, like it's a disease, a failure. The servants whisper. The nobles stare. And at the royal ball, you're a spectacle. People gawk. They laugh. They take pictures. You're not a guest. You're the entertainment, the freak show, the punchline. The fairy godmother tries to fix you. She offers you a potion, happily ever after. Drink this, she says sweetly, and you'll become handsome. Human, normal. You're tempted. So tempted. Because you're tired. Tired of the stares, the mockery, the rejection. You just want to be accepted, to be normal. So you drink it, and you transform. You become human. Tall, Jiwei, handsome, Hill. Everything you thought you wanted, but it's not you. You look in the mirror, and you don't recognize yourself. This handsome, charming, perfect man staring back isn't Shrek. It's a lie. Fiona looks at you, and she's conflicted because she loves Shrek, the ogre, the real you, not this costume. We can be beautiful, Fiona, you say desperately. We can be normal. People will accept us. She looks at you, sad, heartbroken. I don't want to be normal, Shrek. I want to be me, with you. And you realize you've been trying to be someone you're not, because you thought being yourself wasn't enough. You choose to stay an ogre, not because it's easy, because it's true. You break the spell. You return to your green, ugly, real self. And Fiona does too. You're both ogres, both monsters, both jokes to the world, but do have each other, and that's enough. Or so you tell yourself. But the world still doesn't respect you. You have children, triplets, beautiful, green, ogre babies. And when you walk them through the village, people stare. They point. They whisper. They laugh. Look at the ogre babies. How unfortunate. Your children are innocent, perfect, yours, and the world sees them as jokes, just like you. You're asked to be king, not because you're qualified, not because you're respected, because Fiona's father is dying and there's no one else. We need you to rule far, far away, they say. You don't want it. You hate it. You're not a king. You're an ogre. You belong in the swamp, in the mud dike, in the dirt. But you try for Fiona, Artian, for your family, and you're miserable. Because you're a joke on the throne too. The nobles mock you. The servants avoid you. You're not King Shrek. You're the Ogre King, a punchline wearing a crown. You meet Artie, a teenage boy, an outcast, a loser. He's bullied, mocked, rejected, just like you were, just like you are. And you see yourself in him. You don't have to be what they think you are. You tell him, you can be better. You can be king. He looks at you like you're insane. I'm a loser, Shrek, just like you. And you realize, even the outcasts see you as a joke. You give up the crown. You Hand it to Artie. You go back to the swamp, because that's where you belong. That's where you're safe, not respected, not loved by the world, just tolerated. You have Fiona. You have your kids. You have Donkey and Puss. And that has to be enough, because the world will never accept you. You're an ogre, and ogres are jokes. Forever, you save the kingdom. Multiple times, you stop Farquaad. You defeat Fairy Godmother. You crown Artie. You fight a dragon. You're a hero, but no one sees you that way. They see the ogre who happened to do something useful, not a hero, a fluke, a joke who accidentally did something right. Your children are ashamed of you, not overtly, not cruelly, but you see it in their eyes. When their friends come over and stare, when you embarrass them in public, when they wish, just for a moment, that their dad was normal. You're a good father, a loving father, but you're still a joke, and your kids know it. You throw a birthday party for your kids. You invite everyone. You try so hard. You juggle. You do magic tricks. You make balloon animals. And the children laugh. Not with you. At you. Because you're the funny ogre. The silly monster. The entertainment. You're not a dad. You're a clown. And when the party ends and everyone leaves, you sit alone in the wreckage. Balloons deflated, cake smashed, decorations torn. And you realize you've been performing your whole life, playing the role of the friendly ogre, the funny monster, the acceptable joke. Because if you're not funny, you're scary. And if you're scary, you're alone. You're Shrek, the ogre, the swamp dweller, the joke. You didn't choose this life. You didn't ask to be born green and ugly and monstrous. You just wanted to be left alone. But the world wouldn't let you. They chased you. They mocked you. They used you. And when you finally found love, found acceptance, the world still saw you as a punchline. You saved kingdoms. You rescued princesses. You fought dragons. And they still laugh at you. Not because you're funny, because you're different. Because you're an ogre. And ogres don't get respect. They get tolerance. You're a joke to the world. Not because you failed, because you exist. And no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, you'll always be the punchline. The monster, Dite, the freak, the ogre. You have family, you have friends, you have a life, but you'll never have dignity. Because the world decided a long time ago, ogres are jokes, and you can't change that. No matter how many kingdoms you save, no matter how much you love, you're Shrek, and you're a joke forever.